Hi everyone, today we are talking about how to plot inequalities and read inequalities when they're given on a number line. As a reminder, you do not need to write down everything that we'll cover in this video, but be sure to jot down important information and at least one example of each type of problem that we'll cover. Also remember that you can pause the video to jot down important notes, rewind to view information again, and fast forward if you think you already got it. But be careful, make sure you don't fast forward too much that you miss out on something important. So as a review, when we are looking at inequalities on the number line, the closed dot means that it includes that value because it can also be equal to that value. So for example, greater than or equal to 3 would include the 3 because 3 is also equal to itself. So you have a closed dot and then you're shading in all the values to the right of it, including the ones that you don't see. Less than or equal to, you are including 3 because 3 is also equal to 3, and you're shading in the values to the left that are less than, including the arrow. Open dot means don't include this. So for x is greater than 3, you're not including the number 3 because 3 is not greater than 3. So we have an open dot at 3, but we are shading in the numbers to the right that are greater than 3 and the arrow. X is less than 3 doesn't include 3, so we keep that dot open, but we're shading in the values to the left that are less than 3. So let's take a look at some examples. If you are asked to choose what this inequality represents, you're going to have to remember those rules. So keep those rules handy in your notebook and pause the video, try this on your own first. All right, so a couple of things that I'm looking at before I'm choosing my answer is I'm seeing where the dot is. The dot is at -4, so I know -4 is going to be in my answer. That doesn't help me with anything. And I know x is my mystery number, and I have a closed dot. Remember, closed dot includes that number. So if you're going to include -4, that means it can equal to -4. So we're going to have an equal sign on the bottom. All these numbers to the right are greater than -4. -1 is greater than -4, 3 is greater than -4. So these are greater. So I'm going to need the greater than sign. Greater than sign means going from left to right. It's the bigger side first. So that means my answer is x is greater than or equal to -4. All these shaded in are numbers that are greater than -4 or equal to -4 with the closed dot. So you should have chosen D. X is greater than or equal to -4. Let's try another one. So same thing as before. Pause the video and try this on your own. All right, I see that my dot is at -2 and it's an open dot. So we're not including that -2. So it's not going to have an equal sign on the bottom. All these that are shaded in, these are numbers that are less than -2 because all the ones that are not shaded in are greater. So 5, for instance, is greater than -2. -5 is less than -2. So we're having the less than sign. The less than sign shows the smaller side first, going from left to right. And remember, we don't have an equal sign because we're not including -2. So this is x is less than -2. So all these numbers shaded in are less than -2. -2 is not shaded in because it is not less than itself. It's actually equal to itself. So there's no equal sign. So you should have chosen A as your answer. Okay, so that's how you're going to solve those problems. You're just trying to read what the inequality is showing us. Okay, so in this one we have to graph x is greater than or equal to -2. Pause the video and try it on your own first. Okay, so again, this is greater than because the bigger side is first, or equal to, so it can be equal to -2. The number is -2, so that's where our circle needs to be. Is it an open circle or a closed circle? Well, it can be equal to -2, so we're going to keep it closed, so we include that number. And we want numbers greater than -2, so all these to the right are greater than, so it looks like it's already good. Okay, so again, we're only opening the circle if it doesn't have the equal sign, because we're saying to skip over that number. And then just make sure your shading is in the right location. Let me know if you have any questions as you work on these problems, and I'll see you in class.